I load into where the winds meet and see a man holding a baby while walking through a raging storm. I once did this to strengthen my nephew's immune system, but it wasn't raining, so I tossed him into a pool. His freestyle technique was embarrassing, even for a 2-year-old. I enter the character selection menu with the key goal of immersion. Do I make my character a man, a woman, Michael Jackson, Yoda, Squidward, or SpongeBob SquarePants? I don't think this sponge is addicted to just underwater adventures, guys. Imagine my surprise when I can see you can upload a photo of yourself. I Google modest pelican face to get an image, and the first photo of me looks like I'm crying. Great. Real eyes, real eyes, real lies. I throw a photo in and it generates a Chinese Peli, which looks like a malnourished Keanu Reeves. So I just go with Keanu Reeves, but call him John Woke, which was selfishly taken, so I seamlessly pivot to John Woke. John Woke is the wokest man in the country. He thinks workers should have weekends. John Woke's adventure kicks off with Ruby, who I'm currently caring for. The short Sheila hands me a spear, and I discover I'm extremely good at jumping high. This will be useful if we need to, for example, jump over something that is high. Unfortunately, vertical obstacles are not my current dilemma. Ruby is throwing a tantrum as she is not happy with John Woke. Ruby proceeds to break a bridge, which seems like a wildly malicious overreaction. I see a genuinely great parenting moment to teach Ruby about property damage. I stand next to a poisonous plant as it suffocates and erodes me from the inside out, leaving the child an orphan. Ideally, this will be the vivid image Ruby sees every time she closes her eyes. A timeout is temporary. PTSD is forever. I jog over the ridge and take a gander at the countryside. This idiot wants to verse me in an archery competition to shoot some birds out of the sky. If you enjoy this video, please shoot all birds out of the sky except of course the majestic aquatic pelicans, as this really helps spread the good word of my channel. I win the archery competition, easily, and as my reward my child runs off without me. I blame Dora the Explorer. This kid's behavioural problems stem deeply. Somebody get me some ADHD medication, an iPad and a sewing machine so I can parent properly. I follow the route she took and it's a trail of corpses. Imagine being dead on the road, that is giving vulnerable. Like imagine your future wife walks past and you're just dead on the road. Ick. This is pure chaos. John Woke is one broken bridge away from an existential crisis. John Woke is so woke, he hasn't slept since the Taiping Rebellion. I continue the search for my lost daughter. This lad wants me to kill a bear that's been causing mischief in the woods. Some people learn Tai Chi from Tai Chi class, not me, I learned Tai Chi from a wild Himalayan brown bear. I find most animals can teach you. My cat Fat Tony taught me some things actually are perfect, and the magpie that died flying into my house this morning taught me I'm doing a thorough job cleaning my windows. I use my Tai Chi to throw the bear. Seems like a dick move throwing my teacher immediately after learning from him. It feels like a bear that can teach people Tai Chi is an infinite money glitch, but let's just throw it at some rocks. I notice other players have left signs around, so I take a sneak peek, hoping to expand my mind. Some players empathize for the bear, some hate the bear. Stenchman, however, just says, I hate you all. Stenchman, if you're out there, my brother, I just wanted to say, I hate you too. Ruby is out there scared, alone, and then I spot a cute campfire and decide I'll be a social butterfly. It's important for young parents to get out and about. Don't let a crying baby stop you from having a champagne brunch with the boys. Instead of offering me a hot cup of joe, these rascals attack me. All I wanted was to sit by the campfire, maybe tell a ghost story or two, maybe our clothes get lost and it gets cold and we all have to share a single sleeping bag, I don't know, but that plan is out the window as I cook myself some dinner. And by cook myself some dinner, I mean I go hungry. John Woke is so woke, he thinks everyone should have food. The ingredients I need are 4 kilometers away. Nothing will stop me from reaching the grocery store except for this baddie. She is everything I want in a woman. Great posture and doesn't talk. I begin firing wooden arrows into her face. This seems to upset the princess as she scampers away. She follows the water, which I respect, but unfortunately for her, she runs directly into a Himalayan brown bear who might know Tai Chi. It's not a pretty sight seeing a bear rip a princess to bits, but if David Attenborough commentated over it, I'd probably still fall into a deep, well-earned sleep. I throw the bear at the princess and miss. It's embarrassing. Lucky for John Woke, there is only one witness and she is far from combat ready. Not only has she surrounded me with my favourite beverage, water born from frozen peaks, all she does is cower and after literally and impressively tanking 54 wooden arrows, she finally falls. A bounty is put on my head for killing royalty and Jiangku warriors pursue me. I have a genuinely good life hack for you if you're being pursued like this in real life. Simply find an obstacle such as some rocks and then jump 25 feet in the air, do a front flip and then a 720 spin into a flawless dismount, evading your pursuer. I continue my search for Ruby. I see many interesting things on my travels, such as these 3 fit, toned Chinese men exercising. Is there anything more arousing? I mean inspiring? Well, both equally. I try and steal a horse from an unarmed nobleman and it goes badly as he pounds my face. This was just a random guy on a horse, but just like the princess, he could have single-handedly tanked the entire German defensive on Omaha Beach just by slowly walking forwards. After an insane battle, he dies, and the law comes to arrest me. Not to worry, as I've spent time in prison in real life. The cells were tiny, it was scary, and the tour guide was insightful, albeit he had a lisp. I run for the cliff, but then see a lad wanting to chat, so I engage him in some linguistic wordplay. Unfortunately, this doesn't disengage the law chasing me, and I'm placed in prison. It would appear for an extensive period of time, as my hair sure has grown. Keanu weaves. There are some other prisoners here, which is cozy, but I just bribe the jail guard and Keanu leaves. I jump off a cliff, go for a swim, and drown. When my time is up, I sure hope I drown in a large pool of God's sweet, fresh spring nectar. I drink as much as I could and die the most hydrated man in the world. It's been a red hot minute since I've seen the Rugrat, so I figure I better check on how she's traveling. I head in her direction, briefly becoming one with some goats. My nephew called me the goat the other day, but he meant an actual goat because I was laughing and accidentally snorted. I think he meant to call me a pig. My nephew's going places, not university, but places. I decide I'll accept this gentleman's offer to a duel. Now at a glance, he's clearly got the physical advantage. He's about 14 feet tall, knows his way around a gym it would seem, has a sharp glowing spear, and he's as fast as the speed of light. I kill him off camera and continue towards Ruby. China is always 2 steps ahead, even 10th century China. Instead of praying, you just build a statue of yourself praying. Work smart, not hard. No sign of Ruby, so I wake up this guy who's sleeping on the ground. That's just asking for lower back pain. I choose pat him gently as the wake up method because I'm an empath. The lad yaps for days and runs off, so I follow him. I'm playing with no HUD for extra immersion, and it is immersive. The game looks beautiful, but goddamn it makes it challenging to find Ruby without a map and compass. I follow this guy who I just patted gently, who leads me to this guy who passionately hates stinky brown bears, who leads me to this guy cave diving, who guides me to this swampland where I begin chatting to a girl named Jin, and I was going to do a bit with the AI chat until she said she was 10, so I quickly pivot, which leads me to running in a random direction that lands me to a well. Wells are a classic water source, deep chambers whispering secrets of God's precious ground nectar. The well inspires me to open my map. The map is surprisingly helpful in my quest to navigate to Ruby. There's a fight club going on, so I sign up immediately for an easy aura farm. My first fight, John Woke vs Fang Shu. It's beautiful. 2 warriors dancing in the air, competing for the acclaim of their peers. I spin and flip right out of the arena and it ends. I fight Fang Shu many times as he humbles me. After a while, I decide to bump the difficulty down, and to my horror, I'm already playing on the difficulty level called Story. Well, shit. After many attempts, I lock in and begin utilizing the concept of blocking attacks and harnessing my special abilities. All of a sudden, I'm a new beast, a new animal. John woke up and chose violence. I narrowly defeat Fang Shui, bringing honor to my family Ruby, who is hopefully still alive. My nephew I mentioned, the one who doesn't understand which farm animals are which, once got lost in a shopping center and my sister freaked out. Where's my child? Let's go to the security desk. Yap, yap, yap. So I help her find him. God forbid Pelly gets a new pair of sneakers. That's the story. I needed new shoes, man. Speaking of, I lost Ruby, and unlike my sister, I'm not on the verge of tears. I'm out here defeating illustrious warriors in combat like Fang Shui. John Woke finally finds the child, and she wants me to buy her things from this pop-up auction. I take a squiz at what's on offer, and inflation has hit this kingdom like a ton of bricks. $10 million for copper wire. For me to even consider that purchase, the copper wire would have to be at least 200 miles long. The good merchant teaches me how to use my wind sense. I'm able to locate this dog, for example, which would simply not have been possible without it. Or this guy, who might have taken a little bit too much ketamine. You're not a green tree frog, mate. You're an agile idiot. The Woke family is back together again. Wow, what a moment. Ruby whips out a book and begins reading. She's so young to be reading a big book like that. I do my best at cultural appropriated parenting and tell her she's a huge disappointment. We observe a horse dance, but its rhythm is way off. It's a hard watch. When there's a bear who can teach Tai Chi, my expectations of animals are pretty high. Take a dance lesson, Far Lap. Then something happened that only those who don't skip the cutscenes could have possibly seen coming. John woke. You are not the father of Ruby. I have poured all my love and soul into raising this child the right way, the woke way. John woke is so woke, he wasn't even going to use corporal punishment if she got a B+. I run into a cave emotional and unstable. It would take a miracle for me to recover from this. And then I run into my cat Fat Tony and he has a little hat. God's plan. He wants me to solve a puzzle for him, but I don't think Sherlock Holmes with all the time in the world could figure out where I need to put this last statue. I begin running around China lost because of no HUD, but also because my family abandoned me, no daughter, and perhaps most hurtful of all, I was priced out of buying copper wire. I search the rolling valleys and countryside for a place I can belong. Then I see something that feels right. People in their underwear running around in a Congo line. I join them and it feels perfect. We run around and see many things but never stop to help anyone. Not the merchant being eaten alive by a dire wolf, not to watch a goose fight a Himalayan brown bear. The goose is winning. I honestly just can't figure out the pecking order of this animal kingdom. The best possible thing then happens. I realize I can officially join the naked men and women, and now I don't even have to run, it automatically does it for me, so I can have a spare hand to drink water and another spare hand to hold the Bible so I can brush up on the book of Leviticus. This is my life now. Where the Winds Meet is a lot of fun and available free to play right now using the link in the description and top comment. Thanks for watching. I love you.